and it's going.
Is he?
We are wanting to do something about the class of 1959 big trademark. We had a water tower that was painted, and we happened to have the famous person here that did it, as all of y'all can remember, as Skip. And if we only had Johnny Farrell here to talk to us too, it would be so great. But we're Eddie Tiller and I are going to ask questions, and Skip's gonna have to answer them.
Okay.
My first question is, I want to know how you got started.
When the senior scrambles was announced that they're selecting everybody for different parts, Johnny and I were selected to be stage managers, which meant we didn't have any parts. That we were the also rans. We were the kids nobody picked. So we were sort of chagrined at that. So we decided we would help them with their stage management. So we just came up with this idea to paint the water tower, and we needed materials for the senior scramble, so we went down and charged all the paint and the materials to the high school, and that's how it started.
So, what night did you pick? Was it clear, moonlit? How'd you get up the tank? That type of thing.
This is an original line. It was a dark and stormy night.
I've heard that.
It really was, and the using a ladder to get over the wire and get up over the
fence.
Yeah, the fence to get on, and then we just climbed up the ladders that are built there for the workmen. But the wind was blowing so fiercely that the guy wires was.
And there y'all were.
And I'm sure that we both, Johnny Farrell and I, wanted to turn back, but we would be embarrassed for the other one. We didn't want to chicken out in front of the other one, so we both went up there. And we had to paint all that stuff in the dark once we got up there. But you think it looks tall looking from the bottom up. Believe me, when you get up there and look down, it's a long way.
So, how long did it take you guess?
From the time we started till the time we got through. I got no idea, because all we wanted to do was get it done and get out of there.
So somebody kept looking to see if the cops or somebody would show up.
No, we were on. Didn't matter. We were up there. If they showed up, we were caught. So we were just painting and senior scrambles, and I made a little face. Tried to paint a little face that I painted a lot, and Johnny did a knife, and that was because. Sometimes they called him Shiv, and so that's what we did.
So, obviously, folks saw it the next morning, especially Mr. Jenkins, I guess.
Well, it comes out on the front page of the paper. And we said, oh.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
And so we go to school, and the school is in an uproar. And particularly all the administration and Principal Jenkins. And didn't we have Billy Jenkins in our class?
We did.
Sure.
Yeah, and he was jumping around too. So we didn't know what was going to happen, because the mood was anger on the part of the school when it started that morning. And they decided they shut all the classes off, and they're going to interview every single student, and they fill up the auditorium with one bunch, interview them one by one, put in another bunch, and Johnny and I were sweating jelly beans.
And was this just a senior class in there getting interviewed?
I don't know.
It was. It was just the seniors.
Okay.
But how many of seniors did we have?
218 or thereabouts.
I thought it was 225.
Well, anyway, they were taking them in there one at a time, and we hadn't gone yet. We going to everything we could at the back of the line, and so the radio was going on, and the public loved what had happened, and the mood of the community, the positiveness of the community changed everything. And before Johnny and I got in to be interviewed, they dropped the whole thing.
Wow.
So,
But something did come up about the senior class trip or not. That was a threat. Is that right?
well, yeah, that they were going to cancel or something if somebody didn't tell, but all that passed over. And you and I
Whoa.
and Larry McRae went on a pre-senior class trip in Larry's Buick to Florida.
Oh, yes.
And I had too much of that pop with a foam on top and passed out on the beach. Got sunburned so badly that my legs swelled up. I couldn't go on the senior trip. So that's.
Oh, really?
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right. So I didn't get to go. And Mother said the Lord was punishing me and for what I did, maybe so. He has sense too.
Oh,
Well,
really?
Larry McRae is a bad influence. I know that.
That Buick had fins on it would do credit to a 747. I remember that.
Yeah.
Well, it really brought history to our class. That's the one thing everybody remembers, the senior scrambles of 1959.
Well, the great thing about it was that we got off, and then the next best thing was that all of a sudden I was popular, and I was dating Dottie Wood and Penny Pinkston and Betty Collier and Jerry Nix.
Who?
Ultimately married, and we had 4 children together.
Yes.
Okay, here's another little PS to that. Years later, Jerry takes our daughter Angela to Newcomb for an interview to go to college. And who's sitting there with her daughter but Penny Pinkston? They never acknowledged each other.
Oh, boy. Wow.
That's true.
That's
true.
interesting.
It's amazing as I walk around the community, it doesn't seem like it could be 55 years ago. Good night.
It's 57 years ago.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Well, no wonder it doesn't seem like it's 55. Since it's 57?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
Well, it's a great memory, and we all love to laugh about it, but I've always wanted to know why and how and everything.
Well, and for the ones that don't know, Johnny passed away from cancer about before the 55th. And I haven't confirmed this, but I know that Dottie had advanced Alzheimer's, so I doubt if she's with us either. It's funny, Dottie wound up marrying Johnny. Johnny and I are born on the same day, July 25th, 1941.
Wow. That's old.
How old are you, Eddie?
Can we change the subject?
Well,
Great story.
great story, and thank you, Steve.
Well, and thank for all of my classmates for being part of it, and I'm glad it worked out. Nobody got hurt, nobody went to jail, nobody got suspended, and so I'm not going to be able to be with you this year. I'm here now doing this because I had to be in Decatur on some relative business, so I won't be back in a couple of weeks, but I'll be. As the general told the troops, I'll be with you in spirit.
There you go.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Skip.
Skip.
Well, thank
This
you,
was
both of you.
wonderful.
You bet.